Okay, this is a quick follow-up to a question um, about how to make poles for a North and South Pole world. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import in my world gen, and then I'm going to just pick out the YouTube tutorial that I've been using in the past. And for this, I am going to be using the temperature map. This is going to warn me that I have a parameter set that's already attached to it, and are you sure that you want to discard it? Of course, that is the case because we are going to generate our poles by ourselves. The next thing we need to do is come over to the temperature map. And right now, it looks pretty blank, which is as to be expected. It's all uniform. I would leave the percentages alone until you get a hang of the generation itself. So the next thing we do is we come down to the temperature gradient map and we want to click on the hand to pick the center point. I go roughly in the center of the box and click. And then we can generate the temperature map. Now, you can tell that right now it's putting the North and South Pole together in the center of the map, which is not where we want it. So we click the Invert Data checkbox, and now you can see that it is more similar to what we really want. We want the cold on the north and the south, or east and west, however your world is oriented in your mind. And then we've got the wide swath of the tropical band. You can adjust these using the sliders, but for now, just to get a good handle on it, leave it alone. The next thing you're going to want to do, because the temperature bands are not perfectly linear like this, we want to generate a new noise field. And by clicking on that, you can tell now that the bands are a little bit more realistic with how they're jagged and not perfectly smooth. So you can scroll down and see this is our noise field. Here's our temperature gradient map showing the colds on the top and bottom of the image with the uh, scorching band right in the middle, and this is the final output. Now I'm going to export my WorldGen file, and it tells me that it was successful. And the next thing to do is going to be to run uh, Dwarf Fortress to see how that has turned out. And if let me see if I can get that now swapped over. This might take a minute because I am using new software. And okay, give me one. Let me pause this. Okay, so I think that I'm back up and running. I had an issue where Dwarf Fortress wasn't responding to me. So we will now go in and design the world with advanced parameters. After this loads through, we will go back to the YouTube tutorial and we will let it go through. I'm not going to let it do the full world generation. I'll stop it as soon as it gets to building the civilization, just so that we can look at the poles. Oops, that's the wrong button. I probably should have picked a smaller world as the sample just so that it'd be faster. But the countdown is going quick. And here we go. And now we've got the world doing cave pops, and now we're into the civilization. So here we will escape. We will use the world as is. We will accept it. Let it write everything out. Now we will go in and we will play Dwarf Fortress mode. Let it get through its 2-week travel. And here we are. Now it doesn't really look like we've got a North and South Pole until you get up here into the landmass, and you can see that the temperature up here is freezing. So all of this is freezing. Then we get into cold, temperate, warm, hot, scorching, hot, and we're going to come back out into the hot to warm, warm to temperate, temperate to cold, and freezing. So as you can see, by adjusting the temperature band in Perfect World, you are able to generate your north and south poles. Or if you wanted to, you could have only a north pole or only a south pole. Play around with the settings, see what works for you and what doesn't, and especially based upon your landmass that you're trying to recreate, and just go to it. Have fun with it, and happy dwarf fortressing.